lead you to the necessary action, then it's not going to do you any good. So this picture helps us to understand what Christians mean when they talk about faith. Faith is not just simply, I believe in God. That's generic. That's a generic belief in a supreme being. And that's not what Paul means. He's talking about belief in the specific God who so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. We're not talking about belief in a generic deity. We're talking about belief in the God of the Bible, the one true God, the only God. There is no other God. That's what Paul's talking about tonight, my dear friend. Yet when we're able to define faith in biblical terms, we might have to confess that our faith many times is not what it should be. Our faith is not the shield that it ought to be to protect us from those fiery darts of the wicked. Our beliefs aren't always a consoling reality in the midst of the greatest stresses and the trials of my life. Maybe you're here tonight and you're bent over backwards in some sort of spiritual or emotional situation, some spiritual storm, and your faith is just not acting like a shield for you right now. At the time you need it the most, you feel unable to take up the shield of faith and use it as God intended for you to use it. So why isn't your faith a shield in the midst of your storm? Well, let's throw you back out there in the sea for just a moment. The simple belief that there's somebody at the other end of the rope is not enough. You've got to believe that there's a God somewhere out there, but even that's not enough. You have to know that He has power to deliver you, to pull you in. For faith to be your shield, you've got to believe that God is in control of every detail of the universe. You've got to know that it's God who directs the affairs of men. It's God who